Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to lead this nation that we all love. Thank you very much for also agreeing to the coming together of both Baba and myself so that we can form the broad-based government. And just so that you have the right context, the broad-based government is neither a creation of Baba or myself. It is God-sent. I say that because it is what is necessary for us to have the political goodwill to be able to push the development agenda of our nation, because transformation of a nation is not an easy thing. It is difficult. It takes very difficult decisions to transform a nation. And therefore, you need immense goodwill to be able to drive any meaningful transformation of a nation. And therefore, I sincerely appreciate your support for the broad-based government, and I want to give you my assurance that no Kenyan, no region, no community, no religion is going to be left behind. We're going to move together.
We are rationalizing those figures as we speak, and it's not really a budget cut, as it were, because this is the initial budget that has been given, and usually what happens as we progress, we navigate that space and we get some funds towards supplementary budgets so that the children that are supposed to be fed are actually fed. In essence, we have a program of feeding our children in our vulnerable areas, in the ASAL areas and the informal sectors of our municipalities. And we are working towards raising the number from 2.6 million that we currently feed to 10 million by 2030. So we are working with partners from within and out of the country to ensure that that number is met by the year 2030. So as we work towards ensuring that all our children are fed and they are able to use that facility to be able to be retained in school, we will be able to get those resources, as I've said before. Yeah. Tunaenda kuajili walimu wengine 24,000 by this coming quarter. Na hiyo mgao ya 701 billion is what we have now, and is what we have to operate within. Whether or not is sufficient is of course a question out there, but kukuelezea kwamba ile requirement ya UNESCO ni kwamba katika education 20% iwe ndiye inatumika katika education. Kenya hii leo hiyo 701 billion is almost 28%. So we are already beyond the UNESCO standard that is required. So we will work within that figure, and we will try as much as possible to ensure that those resources are utilized as optimally and as effectively without wastage as possible to cover the largest number possible of our students. The government policy and the government position is that no head teacher, no principal is allowed to levy any extra amount of money that is not allowed or that is not in the policies of government. Those levies, as we've said before, are illegal, and the court was just affirming our position that no levies should be taxed by teachers, by principals to parents, because we give free education and we do capitation to all those institutions. So whichever head teacher or principal that is found to be levying any other cost that is not permitted by government will face the full force of the law. So that is the short answer to that question. With respect to The other question that you're asking, which I didn't clearly get, about? Yes, now we have a school audit department in the ministry, and also the auditor general audits all the institutions. And going forward, those directorates are being strengthened so that they are able to audit each and every school, given that we are actually giving them a lot of money. So that process is being done, and should there be found from the audits that a school or a head teacher has misused the resources that they've been given, of course the normal consequences will follow. So the audits of the funds that are given to schools will be continuing to be done, and we are working on that as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Waziri. A round of applause to Waziri. I think we can do much better, much better. Thank you, Waziri. Thank you for speaking.
Chairpersons, we're going to go outside to prepare a group photo session with our CS before he leaves to the next Secretary and our Secretariat organizing. So thank you. The back, and we'll have the CS move out first, and then we follow.
Say all of the names continuously, the copy, yes, somewhere on the way.
Test on two.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All the best. Peleka hizo salamu. Asante.
If we are to go on the basis of equity, we are asking that we also grow the county revenues by 15%. That will have given us 445 billion. But you say that will be too much for this government, for the national government. Give us 426.
We are here courtesy of the two chairs and the secretariat organizing for the meetings, and all of us are invited on equal terms. So we should not say that the National Assembly should call us when they have the numbers. Okay, I think in good faith.
Okay. I think that we give the counties 425 so that when you go to Turkana, you don't see the children of the poor begging for water. The county government can use that money which is sitting in Nairobi, 48 billion meant for water, can go and give water to people of Turkana.
Focus on what we have. We have to work on the budgets that we have. If we go extremes, then that means the pending bills will keep on coming. And so me, I'm of opinion that please, chukueni 410, tuangalie mambo ikiendelea kuwa mazuri kule mbele, tuongeze kwa sababu pia tunataka counties ziendelee kujijenga.
To say that we have been consulting amongst ourselves as members of the mediation team, both from National Assembly and the Senate, and I would like to report that we have made some very, very good progress. That I would like to say that we now have a figure which we would like members to formally engage on, and the figure is 415 billion.
Senator Mutinda, do adopt the 415 billion.
And I, Dr. Boni Halwale from Kakamega, do adopt the figure of 415.
Naisula Lesuda, adopt.
Well, Senator
Kariuki, I accept and adopt the agreed figure of 415 billion.
And finally, we have come to an agreement that will settle the mediation at 415 billion. And that is the agreed position that we want to close this mediation at. I would like to thank both members of the mediation committee for the diligent processing of this program as respectfully as possible. There was no right side or wrong side. There were justification from both sides, and we respect that to bring that issue to conclusion.
My name is Hassan Bashir. I am the lead panelist, honored and privileged lead panelist to lead the validation of the self-assessment report of the Great County of Nyandarua. I have with me the NEPAD APRM Secretariat technical team. Also with me is our council member, governing council member, Madam Nyanza. We are honored to have so much time with His Excellency Governor Kiarie, the governor of the Great County of Nyandarua. We have been here now for 2 days. This is the second day we have been here, and this is a follow-up to the self-assessment that the Great County of Nyandarua has done earlier this year in the month of March, where the citizens of the County of Nyandarua have done self-assessment together with the government of Nyandarua. We are here this week to validate that assessment, which has been prepared as a draft report. And my job during this week was indeed to ask the citizens of Nyandarua whether the facts that were captured in that report actually represented the views of the people of Nyandarua. And that's the job, the small but very significant job that I am doing coming here as part of this team. We are honored to have had excellent experiences. Yesterday we have had 2 validation workshops in Olkalau and in Mairinya, and we are going to do one more in Kinangop later today after this. The experience we have seen so far during the validation workshops, we have seen citizens who are open-minded, forthright, and critical and questioning about the results that we presented. And not just sitting there and timid, but really bold and questioning and contributing. In addition to confirming the challenges and the recommendations they made during the assessment earlier this year, they were also openly contributing new challenges and also mentioning new improvements, but also gave new recommendations. So that's the work we are doing. That work is going to translate into validating the assessment and give a final report, which His Excellency the Governor will present during the peer review national summit later this year. So this is the important job we are here. We commend and appreciate that the county government of Nyandarua under His Excellency leadership has stood up and opened itself for self-assessment in order to get feedback from the citizens, which is an important governance element for our country in line with the Africa peer review mechanism and our national wishes. So thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Your Excellency, I'm Ambassador Dr. Samuel Okuya. I'm the CEO of NEPAD. My name is Maxwell. It culminates into a summit where governors have an opportunity to exchange, to learn best practices and struggling from the other counties. So it's a process that is very enriching. Thank you, Excellency, for really accepting to accede to the mechanism. I want to
Good morning, Excellency. My name is James Masila, I'm a technical officer at the Public Development Secretary.
Thank you. Morning, Excellency. My name is Salame Ali.
So that's especially
Thank you, Excellency. Good morning, all. My name is Willie Kishora. I work on the Waziri.
this is especially zero for assessment.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. My name is Max Ozani, Director of Corporate Services.
National Government Council, company 13, so privileged to explore
that helps validate the self-assessment. And I have the...
Tumekuwa tukiuliza ziwe anchored in law. That is the time they can succeed, because zikiwa anchored in law, they will be funded, and also will not be accused of spending money in the blocks. But as the way things are now, when they are not anchored in law, they are very important. Like I remember the Central Region block where I'm the secretary. We had agreed very well that kila county itakibia na jambo moja. Like we were to pick tourism. Nyeri was to do coffee. Kirinyaga was to do fruit. Kiambu was to do something else. And then we wanted now baadaye tukuje tuweke pamoja. So the blocks are still there. We are still pursuing. But we want to ask the country to support us so that these blocks are anchored in law. That is the only time zinaweza faulu. Otherwise, kwa sasa bado tunawasiliana na partners, investors, but would have done better kama hizo blocks zingekuwa supported by law. Katika manifesto yangu, kitu ambao nilipatia kipaumbele ama umuhimu zaidi ni kusikiza vile watu wa Nyandarua kilio chao. Kilio cha watu wa Nyandarua kikubwa sana kilikuwa ni kuhusu university. Walikuwa wakiona vibaya sana. Kaunti zote 10 ambazo zinatuzunguka zilikuwa na university, na hao walikuwa hawana university, na wakaniambia hiyo ndio jukumu wangependa tufanye. Lakini nashukuru Mungu kwa sasa mwezi wa 9 tumekuwa na safari ndefu, tumepanda milima na miteremko, lakini Mungu ametuwezesha. Sasa tuko na university ya kwanza, Nyandarua University College, ambayo itafunguliwa mwezi wa 9. Kama sio ile feedback ya wananchi, labda hatugetia bidii.